And hello, people.
Hello, hello,
Welcome
hello.
to our Cerulean Spring stream of the Menagerie. Despite everything, despite lockdowns, despite everything going on, we're still streaming. But today, apparently, as along with the lockdown, we have to deal with technical difficulties as well, which is just bloody great. Roll20 is having a bit of a fit, apparently, and we'll see if we can manage to get the session going. We will do so. If not, we're just gonna chat and we're gonna have some jolly
I,
good time.
yeah. I think this could be a really good time to actually do a full recap of what happened so far in
Oh
this
yeah,
campaign.
yeah, we can absolutely do that. Oh, and you
Uh,
still need to do the level up as well, if I remember
oh yeah, that
correctly.
as well.
Well, that would be lovely because I apparently have no life, which means I've been re-listening to our previous episodes at work,
Okay.
and we might have missed a few clues along the way, people.
Oh boy.
Oh
Of
god.
course, but we shouldn't pick those up because we don't want to metagame, right?
I mean, you were in that. You
We were in
were
those
in most
situations.
situations. It's still
Yeah.
game, so
I
And
guess.
also, I'm a robot that remembers everything.
well,
Yeah,
almost
I,
everything.
it, I feel it makes it we have to make the distinction of how much did the players miss and how much did the characters miss, because
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the
exactly.
true.
characters can be a lot smarter than the players.
Give me a second. Since Roll20 is not working, I'm gonna do something nice to look at while we wait. Like while we see what's gonna happen tonight. Uh,
Also, for anyone listening who isn't in the on the stream themselves, I have in the works been making a Cards Against Humanity expansion deck surrounding the
yeah.
game and production.
Hell yeah.
Currently, there are 33 cards.
Oh boy.
It's great. Like we've we've run a couple of games of that. It was bloody great. Windows source. Uh, okay, give me a second. I need to.
I'm literally just going through all the streams and saying, what can I add into the...
Okay, under this and over this.
So while we are doing all these things, Nano would like to call a group meeting.
Oh, okay. All
In
right.
character?
In character, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Is this canon?
It can be absolutely.
Is
It's
it?
it's conversation. We can do this without Roll20.
Yep.
Yeah,
Just
that's
grab
true.
pen and paper, we'll be fine. We'll go old school.
Theater of the mind, ladies
Yes.
and gentlemen.
The theater of a mind.
And in theory, we all have physical dice, so if it comes to that much.
Ah, hell yeah.
Not with me, it's at home. I'm at my office right now because that's the only place that has Wi-Fi.
Oh wow.
That's
Well,
dedicated.
at least you have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we're open Tuesday through Friday. So I'm I'm I- I'm available Saturday through Monday if y'all ever need anything.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Not this coming Monday because I have to get my license changed because I've moved states.
Is this conversation for on stream?
I mean, I don't care.
Okay,
As long as you are
Just
not like doxing yourself, it should be fine.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I didn't
I don't
catch
even
any.
know my legal name on this stream. How the hell will people find me?
Fair point.
True, true.
And I didn't hear, like, we only know a vague location, not any specifics. But yeah. So, what do you want to do? Like, for the moment, let's see if Roll20 decides to unfuck itself, which doesn't really look like it's the case.
No, I just
Okay.
checked and it timed out on me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's really bored. So, oh wait, oh no, oh
Yeah,
that's
but even if one of us gets in, that doesn't guarantee that everyone gets
yeah,
in.
yeah. I'm noticing that. I'm absolutely noticing that. Oh no, what is going on? Oh dear.
What's wrong? What is wrong?
I mean, I'm hearing the music of amenities. We have music.
Yep.
The
Oh
rest of the
no.
map is completely screwed for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
We'll do Theater of the Mind for now, and you can just check on that in the background.
Yeah, yeah, do that. Or we can do
Yeah.
a recap as well if you want.
Recap. We could play like Drawful or Sketch.io or something like that as
Yeah,
well.
we can.
There is a lot of options we can do.
Absolutely.
I feel like going over these pointers might also work a little bit as a recap.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least we have background music.
That's nice.
Nice.
So that's that. Alright. Let me check if we're gonna have a panda joining. We might not have a Lemuria.
Lemuria is currently absent because of family obligations.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that is completely fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Real life comes first after all, people. Don't forget that.
Obviously, like I will never say otherwise.
Mm.
Gonna check if we have a panda. In the meantime, if you want to start chatting, if you want to set the scene, please do.
So I would like to summon everybody to one of the guild meeting rooms that they have. And I will see who shows up.
So you're going to the Ark. To the Ark
Yes, at
headquarters,
work.
right? Yeah, you can easily get a little room to have a meeting. You can rent it for like a couple hours or so.
That's the plan.
Okay, so Magpie will probably show up at one point, but she's first gonna go home and change.
I assume this to be like the next day or.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, then Magpie definitely is gonna show up late as usual with a coffee as usual. But on that note, since it's the next day, the previous day after she got home, she probably tried to take a look at the chip.
Oh, okay. Sign it down somewhere. We're gonna roll it when.
Yeah, for next week.
Yeah.
Probably. That's fine. Fucking pen.
Good afternoon. It seems we're missing a few people.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like.
But I feel like we might have to circle back on certain items.
Go.
Have any of you made any progress on our own investigation into our first job?
Not yet. I remembered giving the crystal to someone, but I don't think they took it because there was something with that. But
mean,
yeah,
aside
Magpie
from-
still has the crystal shards from New Year's Eve.
Yeah, yeah, Magpie does. You
Aside from
did.
getting ambushed from the lead I found, I have to say no.
Sorry, didn't catch that. What did you say?
I said aside from the ambush I got from the lead I found, I'm going to say no. Not to my
Yeah.
memory. The lead I found getting killed.
Yeah. And
I
I
mean,
haven't got a hit on Red October since then either.
not yet. And well,
Not yet.
it seems a whole finding a name almost gets you killed. It's becoming a bit of a bit of a running theme. Right.
Very well. I would like to run some pointers by you. When we originally started our investigation, we determined other persons of interest beside Mr. Rockster that we apparently have not been focusing on.
Yes, there was the politician woman.
Yes,
Yes,
Miss McCleary.
Miss McCleary. Yeah.
There was also the argument to look into her opponent
Ah, yes.
that we did not prioritize for the time being. There was also the distinct time period in which she started changing her behavior that we might want to look into.
Okay.
Then I still have a arm I'm tracking. We also found something about a son she lost back when the gate crash happened. Was that the lead we wanted to follow up on? We also want to figure out who this Rockefeller guy got tipped off by.
Yeah, we want to figure out who's his inside person.
We also might want to look into who the fourth technician was that disappeared before the
Yeah.
monster appeared. So we have quite a few options.
Well, I myself am looking into the chip that we found and some of the gate crashers that were present that night that you do not remember and the others do not know much about. So that is connected to the arm as well. Hopefully we can find out like who supplies quote unquote the gate crashers to the humanists. And Panda might be able to get a bit closer to McCleary, since they are dating McCleary's assistant.
Very true. Um, So how would we like to prioritize these possible leads?
That is a good question.
There's the obvious. What's most time sensitive? Um, what aligns to our specialties? Who do we currently have good standing with? Who do
Or
we currently have a connection to? Like a solid
John,
connection. Yes.
would it be possible for you to reach out to your friend in the agency to see how the Corp is doing on their investigation?
Uh, it's possible. I'm not sure how much she can give me, because I know police types tend to have a lot of ongoing investigations classified, but I'll see what I can get.
And secondary, maybe they might be able to help us track down Miss McCleary,
oh,
as she seems to have disappeared as a public figure.
Yeah, so they definitely have more resources at finding people. I could give it a shot.
yeah.
Very well.
Also, for the fourth technician, Ark might have some records on who worked on the ritual that night.
Possibly. Problem is, ARC is not a specialized organization for ether. There are others they could have addressed for the technicians.
True. Don't they have to be insured by Ark though?
ARC is not the only freelancing initiative, but it is the biggest.
Fair enough.
There are more specialized initiatives for people with specific skills, where ARC is a broader scope.
As
Well,
well as freelances, I believe. Like I would assume,
yeah.
you have like 5 people who all know about ether. Just kind of put on a poster. Hey, you need someone to help you with ether? Call us.
Oh, who knows? Panda or Lemuria might have worked with them at one point.
Yeah, Lemuria appears to still be experiencing memory glitches.
Yeah, that's true.
But you will know as well that along with the various freelancers that operate outside of ARC, things like that, there are even some small companies or even a bit bigger companies that do deal with ether
Mm.
and provide ether services to the population.
If we are to work under the assumption that the fourth person intentionally caused problems, it might be worth looking into people that had something against Miss McCleary
Yeah.
and are ether capable, or
Well, either something
possibly
against Miss
some of the
McCleary or
other.
against either against her specifically or against what she was promoting.
Yes. Like
He's
Indeed.
a politician. He
if
has her own agenda.
if we potentially find out who Rockstars inside man is, we could find out what that guy knew about how what's gonna go down and where he knew it from.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Hmm.
Well,
Because
we at
there,
the very
yeah,
least know somebody with hacking capabilities was present that evening because of the hidden room I discovered in the security system.
yeah.
And based on the fact that I seem to have run analysis on a map yesterday, they could possibly be the same person.
Oh, now this is
Considering
interesting.
both considering Rockstar being present both with the map last night and with the hidden room at the event.
Yeah.
This, however, is just a hypothesis and not yet confirmed.
We also have the cultists. What if they had to do something with this? Might just be a hunch.
Cultist?
Yeah, the ones we found at the site that we were clearing. More recently.
I don't see any links at the moment, but new evidence might prove me wrong.
Okay, that is fair. I'm just trying to take the holistic approach to this.
The holistic approach to this, as in.
As in, everything is connected. Just don't know the connections themselves yet.
This is
So
where
what
we
are the lessons
discover.
out of saying that everything is connected?
Sorry, I
I
couldn't.
mean, it's
couldn't.
not like we're in a story.
I know,
You know,
it's not
real
like
life
we're in
doesn't
a
look like
story.
that.
This is where we discover Magpie's middle name is Gently.
Yeah, I am just Dirk Gently in disguise. And you guys are now my assistants. Oh man, why did they have to cancel that show?
Oh, they
It's
cancelled
just not
it?
great. They cancelled it after season 2.
Oh no.
What show?
Dirk
Dirk
Gently's
Gently.
Holistic Detective Agency. It's Douglas Adams, the guy who wrote The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That's the guy who wrote the original book for it. And it's based on that. And it's great. It has
It's
Elijah Wood in it, among others.
yeah, and it's really surreal. Like it's a real weird series.
In that case, the question does remain: who wants to prioritize what?
I feel like I will have no other choice than prioritizing Rockstar, since, well, I am his bitch now.
Yeah, you've kind of wormed your way into being his buddy.
I was
Yeah.
not aware that intercourse occurred last night.
Intercourse occurred last night, not with Rockstar though. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Which, I mean, he did kind of fuck you over.
He just fucked me over, yeah. He didn't fuck me. Clap the hands.
I am also currently at 42 cards. I have been updating it while you're.
Damn,
That's about it.
42?
Yeah, 42. 11 black cards, 31 white cards.
Nice.
Wow.
So, fuck. Hold on. I have added 7 white cards. Six black.
Cherry, would you be so kind as to remind me,
Yes?
with the ping I have on the arm floating in town,
Uh huh.
because that is how I visualize it in my head. What can I achieve now?
Well, if you take some time, or if you set up a program for it, you can track the movements which means that you can see what it does when it goes to a store, for example, or when what are his day to day movements.
If he uses that hand to wank.
You will.
I would love to hack is what is it, gyro chip or what is it called?
Oh, the ACP, the one that controls everything.
No,
No, the one that senses
The
movement.
gyroscope. Yeah.
gyroscope. That is it. Thank
Oh,
Just
it
adjust
will.
the grip a little bit.
It will make for a very interesting experience, I suppose.
you. You can recreate movements based on that data.
You can recreate movements of a person, not movements of the arm.
No,
I know.
I can at least calculate the orientation of it, can't I? If you check the data in a phone, you can tell if it was flipped up or down or side to side or rotated.
Yeah, you will be
Yeah,
able to.
the height as well, like what height is it?
Yeah, if it was in your breast pocket or in your back pocket.
When you see them like the height going very very fast between two numbers, two really close numbers.
Amazing.
Realize I can do characters as cards.
And that is the moment to make the arm glitch.
Yes. Hell yeah.
Oh dear,
Because we love Rockstar.
you really do, and
Who
he
doesn't?
loves you.
Let me rephrase, we love to hate him. So I will join Miss Magpie in focusing on Mr. Rockstar then. So that is at least a problem we can eliminate.
Hopefully.
And it's taking care of
Sure.
the assistant.
We'll stick Panda on the assistant to see if we can get on McCleary that way. John will reach out to Marty's Corp.
Yeah, I'll
And
talk to Goodman and see what I can gather from his end.
And we are absolutely willing to share information. I told the officers this when we went in for the interview. So if there's
We've been
information
sharing
that...
information, trust me, everything that I found on our end, I've already told him.
Good. I would like to keep this cooperation as open and as smooth as possible.
Nice.
And in that case, I'm gonna nudge our overseer because I believe John Sting might not require as much rolls.
Yeah, it should really. I mean, it depends how you go about it. If you try to convince them of something, that will require rolls. But if you were just going there and talking through it, should be easy enough. So, John,
Yes.
what are you going to do? I will say that in the meantime, with the people that are missing, like, you do receive some little snippets of information with Panda and Lemuria following your current target that you are following for your new job
Okay.
as well. It's nothing really that spectacular. It's just, oh, you went to this club or you went to this shop and came out with something, sort of thing.
Nice.
So, John,
Yes.
what are you up to then? Once the meeting is over.
Yeah, I'm gonna change from my pattern, and I'm actually going to. Do I know where Goodman's office is?
Oh, you're going direct to the offices.
Yeah, I every time I've talked to him, aside from in the hospital and at the event, I've always just called him. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go visit him.
All right. Are you going to announce yourself, or are you just going to walk in, basically?
I am going to send him a message saying, "Do you have time for a meeting? I have some things I want to go over with you about the investigation."
He just sends you an okay and gives you a location of his office.
Awesome, heading there.
All right, it takes you about, we'll say, 30 minutes to get there. And yeah, the secretary welcomes you at the desk and goes, yes, that room back there, the police station is quite bustling with activity as usual. There's always a lot of movement back and forth. You can see people being taken in at all times of the day. Officers working at their desks, and you reach a little door to an office with B. Goodman as a augmented reality tag in front of it.
On the door, I'm going to give a.
Yeah, come in.
And John's gonna walk in.
Well, it'll be a surprise. It's been a while, hasn't it?
It has. I hope it's not a surprise. You did text me back.
Well, the surprise is you coming here instead of just calling.
Maybe I just want to see your face.
So, how's it going? Coffee?
Uh, sure.
I. He pours a cup of coffee for you and sits down behind the desk, gesturing to you to sit down on the other end. Uh, what do you want to know? Like,
Um, so how far have you gotten on the investigation of what happened?
it's proceeding slowly, but it is. These things do take some time, after all. We got the reports back from the astral team that we dispatched to check the area, where they told us that they met one of your guys. The panda, right?
And
Yeah.
they are our I guess ether user on the team that I know of.
I still can't get behind the fact that we need that sort of stuff. So weird.
What part's weird to you?
The use of like, it's all metaphysical. You can't really trust it.
I'm sure back when the internet first came, a lot of people our age didn't exactly trust it when it first came out either. Just a matter of acclimating to it. Part of reality now.
Oh, don't get all philosophical, man. Not that old of a man.
Neither am I.
I know it's part of our life now. It's just a bit hard to adapt. One thing is, something that you can understand and you can science. This is still so smoky, so weird, so auras and spells and shit.
I'm not gonna claim to understand it. I really don't, but you know, I mean, I don't have to understand air to breathe. Don't have to understand water to swim. Well, but it's just I find a bit of comfort in knowing that the world doesn't need me to understand it.
I've never been one to just accept things that I don't understand. I wouldn't be in this line of work if it was. You know?
And I mean, I don't like unanswered questions too, but there's a comfort in knowing that if I can't find an answer, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, no, I guess you're right on that one. Yeah, the investigation. We're looking into the people that were here. We didn't have we asked for the records about the people, about the mages, about everyone. But as you can imagine, with all the people and all the movement that was there, we can't really do much. There are too many leads in the area. We did manage to get something from about the mages. Two of them were working with a small company. The other apparently was a freelancer that was contacted outside of Arc as something of a personal favor or something like that. None of them had records. None of them had criminal records. None of them seemed to have
Wait, you
any.
said two of them. You said two of them, and then you said one of them was working. There were four.
I seem to remember there was another one going about.
I mean, three of them died that night, but I remember seeing four.
He stops for a moment, and you can see him working with his muse, and at a certain point, he's clearly in a call, and he goes, "Yeah, Jackson. So still got the cameras from your event. I need to check something. Yeah, send it here. Alright, well, he dismisses the call and opens his. You can see him fidgeting with something in his muse until he goes, "Well, fuck me then." With all that protective gear, I can't really get a read on the guy, though. Male, apparently. But not really much aside from that. I can give you height, I can give you general physique, but at the same time, I don't know what was behind under under the protective suit.
Height and general physique, still good information.
You can see him sharing something with you. You can see the three guys that you met. Like one was a bit shorter, and you could see from the eyes behind the mask. He was clearly a gatecrasher. Uh, Another one was a human, but a bit of a shorter, a bit of a portier side as well. There was the one from Ark that you've been told to as well. And then there's the fourth guy, and for a moment you can see a pair of almost dull grey eyes looking at the camera. And this person has as well the full protective gear that everyone else was everyone else was wearing while they were working on the Circle of Unity. And as the footage progresses, you can see the guy just walking away from the circle and disappearing in the crowd. Right, we got no records about that one.
That much protective gear, how does he disappear into a crowd?
It was New Year. You had a lot of people dressed in all kinds of various clothing because it was a celebration. But you can see him. But it was just
Dressed in uniform. You wouldn't have questioned it.
oh. You can see while the footage goes on, you can see some people turning to look at him, but at the same time, no one is stopping him.
Yeah. would stop him, and they think he's just going to grab something.
And he never comes back.
Perfect disguise.
Yeah, I wonder if all that gear was actually useful or not. I've seen a couple of times they try to see people working on rituals. Never really seen them using that sort of shit.
Ether's pretty volatile.
Yeah, essences can be really finicky, from what I heard.
Yeah,
At least,
I've seen action. Trust me, you don't want to see what happens when someone gets doused in red essence.
oh
It,
dear. I think we had a case like that about a year ago. Damn, poor guy, poor bastard was melted, not even burnt to a crisp. Now the question is, how do you know what that's like? And it looks straight at you.
I'm a gate crasher. And not only that, I've associated a lot with ether users. Some of them alchemy. I've seen what ether essence can do, just based on floating flask. Knew a guy who lost his left arm because he wasn't watching what he was doing. Little test tube, had a little bit of red ether in it. Got right, and he's gonna point to like right in between on the forearm between the wrist and like and the elbow, like right where the next to the elbow. Lost
Oh
it
yeah,
right about
yeah,
up to here.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
it's
no,
nasty
can't get
stuff.
that smell out of my head.
Now I have a question as an overseer.
Yes.
Is this lie?
I'm gonna say I know.
I
I'm
will
gonna
say,
say no because he knows the Mad Hatter. He probably knows some other weird people.
yeah, no. I mean, indeed, you might have seen this, perhaps not in that same situation. Just I was just wondering. All right.
Well, let's say the fact that he saw someone, an alchemist working with the essence, and the test tube did end up breaking. That's the truth. He didn't say why he was in the lab.
Yeah. Well, okay, okay. I'm not.
Yeah,
I,
John is a scary dude. He's mostly hired how to intimidate people.
yeah. Okay. I'm not. I'm not gonna require a roll. We're just gonna roll with it.
Purposefully vague.
Thank you for the follow, friend.
Yeah, thank you for the follow, the coxwoman. But yeah, Goodman looks and goes, yeah, I know, that's fucking nasty stuff. Still, I don't know. I will have to go check with the company, see if that's CEO.
Speaking of ether, yes.
Yeah.
Wouldn't there be records of the mages hired
Um,
by McCleary? I
sometimes
feel
the
like
characters are smarter than the players.
As this happens, you can see a gatecrusher dove just coming about, like a gatecrusher pigeon just coming about and looking inside, seeing you go, oh, oh, Goodman. Yeah, it's been a good day.
I feel like he's like the office assistant.
Yeah, yeah, something like that.
John's gonna give like a. So there's Colorado is a very rural place, and I'm also from a very rural place. So there are some things that only me and Maud are going to get, which
Okay.
is the hand gestures. There's a one finger gesture, a two finger gesture, and a five finger, and
Okay.
it's based on how well you know someone. So John, in this case, is going to give him the one. So it's just like, you know how you would like raise your hand and open the palm? He's just going to do it with one finger. That's a hi, how are you? Like for someone you don't know. For two, it's someone that you're acquainted with, and five is considered a hi, how's the family kind of gesture. It's someone you're generally. So he's just going to give that one finger. It's
Okay.
going to hang.
Yeah, the guy looks at you for a moment, and by the accent, it's clearly not from there. And you can see him just trying to replicate it. Not really well, but he tries. And Goodman looks at him, yeah, just don't mind him. He just... I never really got what he does there, here. Like, I never really got his position in the department. I think it's just some plan from corporate to keep us in check. Accounting or something, some shit like that.
Um, when there, it's a public event, there would be an invoice on contracts hired. At least there should be.
He checks his notes and goes, "Yeah, we did get Bisk to send us contracts, and
All right, and so of the of the four ritualists, I'm going to assume three of them were accounted for.
yep, for one comes out of fucking nowhere. There's no mention of a four mage.
There's no invoice for a fourth mate.
Apparently not, and well, the company that contracted, Cerulean Ltd, and sent just two, and then the third one came up. We managed to recover some data from their terminals, and
Did you get an invoice for just the mages for all staff that night?
well, there are invoices for all the staff, but
How many aren't accounted? Because there's a possibility he could have gone in for one position to get in and then changed uniforms.
all accounted.
Before.
We checked. Security was we were security.
And you were supposed to have us as the boost.
You were the boost, and we already checked with Ark.
We see how well that went.
I mean, in a situation like that, you couldn't do much. Don't beat yourself up on that. That thing was a nightmare.
Have happened. Speaking of ether and the ritual, we got a set of eyes to look at it, an experienced set of eyes. Apparently, we actually got it looked at by the guy who created it.
Okay,
Apparently, it was a
created it?
modified version. Yeah, an old, I want to say ritualist. He was studying the ether and magic before and its effects before the gate crash event even happened. He apparently it's modified. The original one, he's seen tests of the one that they used here. He's seen the effects of happened before, and it's similar effects because of the modification. His version, it was supposed to dispel negative emotions. The one used here was generating happy. That's the distinction.
Can you... I mean, that was pretty human. Can you make it more human and not Tolkien-esque technobubble?
Do you want a translation?
So, is he asking me to dumb it down?
Yeah, pretty much he's asking to. He's
That's me
asking.
not understanding phrasing. All right, so his version of it.
Can I do
There's
check
two types
Discord,
of
please?
there's two types of positive emotions. There's the lack of negative emotions and the creation of positive.
Ah, I
His
see.
original ritual focused on the dispelling of negative emotions, so that all that was left was positive. The one that was
Okay.
used on the one that was used on New Year's Day, it was the creation of positive. He's seen it before, and we're not entirely sure. At least I'm not, but we think that the creation of the positive emotion lures something uh, to the ritual circle that feeds on the positive.
And the
We think
something will
that
be the fuck off thing that came out of it.
yeah. Do you know what grief eaters are?
I heard or ether techs talking about them. Sounds like there's some parasite sort of thing.
Um, I've never been to the astral plane myself, but from what I've learned from working with Panda and some other ether users a while ago, they they essentially they tend to amass near where people die, and they feed off of the grief that I feel like this might be a similar situation, but with fit.
They're like maggots in this world. You get maggots eating the body, and then in the astral plane you have grief eaters eating the emotional effects of a situation.
I will say that at this point you are all in a conference call.
I'm sorry, I just felt like I could explain it more
Yeah.
clearly for the people listening.
We are just eavesdropping on John.
You can if you want, but
I
yeah.
had to do communication months ago, it's fine.
But are you just listening, or did you pipe up to John?
No, this was me as me as a player, not as a character, explaining grief eaters to the
Okay.
people listening.
Okay.
But yeah, that's pretty much what grief eaters are. They feed on, as Don said, they do feed on the negative emotion of the people. Not only after death, but even for those of them who knows about them, even in a situation of a dire uh, emotions. So, for example, you could find them in
Hospitals are also a hotspot.
hospitals, slave camps, all the places where negative emotion builds up. You can find grief eaters there.
I believe in the beautiful expanded manual we're working on, there is a reference to, or there was at least, I don't remember if it's still in there, but some places like old psychiatric hospitals, if you walk into them, you can still feel that people suffered there just by the atmosphere.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If you would pop into the astral plane, you'll probably land knees deep in the nest.
Yep, they're fun little creatures.
Oh, out of character, what was the name of the cult group that we found at the archaeological dig site?
Oh, the
What was the
Exarchs.
country? The
Exarchs.
Exarchs. Okay, I want to bring that up.
Okay, well, do it.
All right, so before I do, would I know how like common the name is said? Like, is it one of those you hear it's like a common rumor kind of spread, or is it one of those you have to wade
uh,
through like 3 different pages of
I mean,
common?
there has been some rumors, but it's really not something that known in terms of in terms of what you're looking at. It's akin to an urban legend.
Okay, but how well known is the urban legend somehow? Like, is it something that, teenagers talk about, or is it something that it's one of those you have the hardcore, like,
You're
you
looking
have to know somebody to, like,
at
behind the.
hardcore conspiracy theorist sort of stuff.
Okay. So you're probably going to think I'm crazy after I tell you this, but I swear I'm not.
All right, come on.
Have you heard of the Exarchs?
Oh, for fuck's sake! I the name is being thrown about. Usually, people will keep him a tank for the night. But not much. So,
I I think we had a run-in with some.
wait, what?
Yeah, we went on a mission a few days ago because we got hired out by some organization wanting to open up an archaeological dig out in a wooded area close by, and
And
we because apparently there were some people there that they wanted to clear out and just say, hey, we're they're essentially establish a border so that they could have a secure and contained archaeological dig. Went out there to tell them that, hey, you need to skedaddle, and yeah, they were crazy.
well, shit. And you actually heard that they are from Exarch?
Yeah, they were. If I remember, out of character, if I remember correctly, they were saying like praise the Exarch or something like that.
Yeah, praise the Exarch, and they kind of blew themselves up as well.
Yeah.
And by
Yeah,
the
they were
way,
kind of. Yeah.
do remember as you're talking about the Exarch, you can still feel that sort of pull.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. um. So yeah, they were kind of, shouting praise the Exarch. Unless they were some really in character LARPers, I don't think that was fake. Especially considering the fact that they kind of blew themselves up.
Do you have any fucking proofs of that? Records?
Um,
Nano records
Nano,
everything.
yeah, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure Nano records everything, so I can ask for her to send you over a video file.
I mean,
And, yeah, they have an interesting ability.
oh for fuck's what?
So I think I know how they recruit people.
I'm listening.
That is also something we needed to look into because I registered audio files. Damn it! We're missing so much shit!
Alright, so, I think they might have some sort of. It's some sort of audio that they play, and I'm not sure if it's a hypnosis thing or subconscious indoctrination, but it has a very real effect. It essentially, you hear it and you'll want to believe what they're believing.
Oh god. Okay, I might absolutely regret asking this, but how do you know this?
How do you think?
One of yours?
Something like that.
Are they okay?
I'd say I'm doing pretty fine.
Oh, it was you?
Yeah, it was me.
Shit, I'm impressed.
I'm stubborn.
I like that in a man. Alright, so Exarch is a thing then.
It is.
Yeah,
I've tried to look into my own, but it's mainly
he raises an hand, he raises a hand, and you can see him finicking with his muse system before going. Okay, now keep on going. Sorry, just disable things. If word come out that I'm looking into Exarch,
I see.
it's not gonna be a good look for me.
Yeah, I'm pretty off the grid, so and I've done my research on it as well, and it mainly comes back as just you know those classic horror stories. You don't look that old. You look like as old as I am, maybe. You remember those? You remember those old on the like those old forums where you just see like the same story copy and paste it over. I was like, oh yeah, I had a run in with the Exarch. They cut out my kidney.
Oh shit! Oh,
Yeah.
I've been. Yeah, I've been to those forums when I was young.
Yeah, that's all I can really find.
So,
And I mean, the one common thread that I'm considering is maybe true is that they're subterranean because all of them, it's like they're in the sewers or like that, and out of character. They were near like some sort of like underground area,
yeah,
right?
basically, what you were sent to check this anomaly back in that job, and when you went there, you found out that the anomaly seems to be mostly located underground, with Panda checking the astral plane for it. And you do know that you very well know that they were trying to collapse a cave and try to set up a perimeter to make sure that no one finds it. They didn't manage to do a good job at it because you stopped them, but you know they had demolitions materials brought in to try and collapse the cave entrance and set up possibly a holographic field to make sure no one can notice that. Because did find the holographic material there as well, some projectors and stuff.
Yeah, so the job we were going out for, it was we found it was near not the anomaly we found was mainly underground that we were looking for, and we found hollow projectors and explosives, so it's our understanding that they were trying to cave in the entrance and make it look like it wasn't obvious. So I think that's the common thread of truth.
You know what was fun once?
What?
When it was fucking alligators. Oh, there are
Yeah.
gators in the sewers. Now we have a whole fucking cult?
Every generation has to one up the last.
Okay, what's next? The damn nuclear option?
What now?
Nuclear option.
Oh, John, what the fuck happened to our world? It was,
Magic.
yeah,
Magic
and
happened.
it fucked it up completely. It was easy once. It was easier at the very least. Clear. Now it's cults in the sewers, astral plane, alchemical drugs. Do you remember what happened a couple of years ago, right? The Lifecraft scandal. Shit, that
Uh,
was a show.
vaguely. I wasn't really in with Lifecraft, so I don't know a lot of the details.
It was been all over the news. Apparently, some sort of slave ring,
Ooh,
human trafficking, was horrible.
human trafficking or gate crash trafficking?
Human trafficking, like, well, people
Or
trafficking.
mix of
It wasn't really that. It wasn't really a matter of discrimination in terms of race.
hmm.
Apparently, it was some sort
Jeremy, out
of.
of character, are you referencing our playtest
No,
plotline?
no, I'm not.
Oh.
I'm referencing my book.
Oh! Oh!
Oh,
For
hi,
anyone who's
Sprat!
watching. So for anyone who's not watching,
Hey,
we had a
Scrat.
play test. We had a play test that we did before the stream, and me and Dawn pretty much headed this buddy cop murder mystery where gatecrashers from underground fighting rings would get implanted with these small implants that would tell them, "Hey, do this, or we're gonna kill you." And we saw it happen.
Oh,
He's
yes, you
like, I
did.
got his blown up in between his shoulder, so we knew they weren't kidding around. And I thought that was what that was.
No, no, this is the life press scandal has been known throughout the Cerulean Springs. It happened
Are
about
you referring to the dome in your book?
to the what? To the dome?
The dome?
I'm referring to the book. Yes, basically, what people know is that Lifecraft was involved in a scandal in which some alchemical drugs were used to control people. For the true story, you will have to buy the book for. Uh,
Okay, so you know, you know,
I know.
I
I'm horrible.
oh no, I'm in character again. I'm in character again. You know, I don't watch the news a lot. I do odd jobs to make ends meet. Why I'm a freelancer.
Sometimes I fucking envy you.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least you don't have to sleep in a fountain.
Oh, so that's treating you. At least you don't need
Well, I got a
moisturizer.
place now.
Oh, you got a place. Fancy.
Yeah, I'm rooming with Panda. They were kind enough to offer me a place to sleep.
Nice. I'm glad you found a place to be. The guy seems naive, bit of a hairhead, but honest to a fault. Good. God, that damn appearance on TV. People are still talking about that, you know? Him going out, him addressing that poor woman. They addressed a poor woman and on TV. It was. Eesh. But, yeah, well, I'll look into Exarch. If you can give me the details, you can give me the proof about them being actually a thing. I will probably sit in a tub in the fetal position, wondering where we all went so fucking wrong. But at the same time, I'll look into it.
Um, as he's saying that, John's gonna send a quick message to Nano going, "Hey, do you have the audio and video files from the mission we took to the archaeological dig?"
When Magpie hears that, she will upload the files from Hornet data.
Is Nano sending?
Um,
I am sending, and I'm also asking if they would like the fragmented GPS tracking I managed to retrieve from two of the vehicles, as well as the audio file I have not circled around to.
yes. That, anything from that time that'd be.
Okay, you will get a folder dump.
Right. Well, that's a lot of proof.
Yeah. And so John's gonna then forward that um to Blair and go, so apparently there's more than one point of view because one of the people in my party has a drone and they managed to get some too. Um I'd be careful with that audio file. I think that might be the one they
Oh,
used to enthrall.
I'll keep that in mind.
I mean, if you don't trust it, I'm more than happy to go ahead and have a look at it first. I think a robot can be brainwashed from audio.
I mean, if you want to take the risk, I'm not gonna stop you. Not to
I
mention,
mean,
did
if
John
John
ever?
encounters the thing again, will he have to take another roll to
No, you won't.
resist?
But John,
All right, so
I don't even think you told them about it.
oh, I didn't tell. I'm telling that specifically to
Yeah, John did not
the
tell us
Goodman.
about anything like that.
Yeah.
So this is the first time you
not
hear
know
about that.
Oh no, they haven't even heard. They didn't even say that to. Are they listening on the conversation?
I thought
Yes,
that was
we
the
are.
idea.
Yeah. So yeah, I think John didn't notice because he thinks he sent it to like the group chat. I guess because Magpie sent something as well. He was sending it specifically to Nano, and
Oh,
I think he's not paying that much attention to the chat, so he just doesn't know that Magpie's listening.
Amazing.
that is great. All right. Yes, so you send him a folder. He receives it and goes, "Well, fuck me. That's a lot."
Yeah, I don't like it either.
It takes a while. Like he gives you the cursor look, and then goes, might need some time to analyze all this. But listen, this is between us, all right? I I like the idea of finding something like this out. It's a mystery. As I told you before, I hate mysteries. I hate them being unsolved. But
Yeah, but the fashion of solving is that great.
it is. But well, we're going to look into this together, right?
Right? You have all this that you have to worry about.
Yeah.
Don't you need someone to go behind because you're rolled up in red tape? Let me. I will investigate.
That's very kind of you. I do have possibly a couple of things that I might need to ask you that might pertain to that particular field. Now, anything else I can help you with, or
John,
Yes.
ask about McCleary.
Yeah, I was getting to that. I have my note. What else do I need to ask? I want to keep this going as long as it's going. I love this. So like,
thank you for the follow. With drummers of souls, which I would expect, honestly.
Um, so, um, have you heard anything from McCleary as of recently?
Last I heard, she went into not hiding, but basically retirement after the Azure Plaza fuck up.
We have some questions, concerns, her, and we can't find her.
You can't find her? Huh.
Been looking for her and can't find her. Her assistant can't find
I mean, technically, she can't be that far. She will still. She was cleared from investigation, but she must be around here somewhere. She can't be. She can't have gone that far.
Yes, but you, of all people, should know how big.
It's really
How many?
big. At the same time, a person like McCleary wouldn't really go into certain parts of town, if you catch my drift.
Think that, but people push their edge.
I've
They unwrap things.
I kept an eye on McCleary. I kept an eye on all the politicians, considering all the corruption that goes on in this town.
So you know where she is.
No, but I know she's not the sort of person that will go in certain districts. Either that, or she's been pushed really fucking hard if she did that. Still wonder what happened. She seemed. I took a look at the footage. She seemed weird during the whole situation.
Did you watch the video while she was out of character? Has he already had the epiphany that it was pre-recorded?
Yes, they did find he clearly knows that as well. Like he goes she even went on full lip sync as well.
Not even that. Her mouth wasn't moving.
Something is wrong. At the same time, we don't have anything to connect her to that. She had too much to lose from the event going wrong. Why would she ever do that? Clearly, her political career is over now, thanks to this blunder.
Yeah, but career's not.
One that doesn't sound right, but give me a second. The one who had to gain the most would have been Laylis. Then again, this whole thing fucked him over too. So it doesn't really make sense.
Then we don't look at what is to gain, but what is to lose.
But also, what's the point of losing something in it? Like, even if it's not material, like, you look at something, it's, well, anyway.
No, if neither her nor her opponent were to win something from this, then what could she lose that was worse than her politic career?
Oh. Oh.
Something wrong, John?
What if she... What do we know about her value?
Values, well. Depends. Are you talking political values about
Personal
acceptance of
value.
magic, personal
Her
values?
what does she prioritize? She prioritize her family, her work, herself. What does she prioritize the most?
Looking at the campaigns that she made, but then again, we can only go for what we know of her as a public personality. I will say she's always been very interested in being an honest candidate. She's always been very strong on family values, acceptance, freedom of expression, a liberal through and through. Don't really know
People
about her personal views, but that's what she put on front.
personal and political tend to go in line, not all the time, but mostly. So let's base our assumption off of that. If she bases, if her values are around, freedom and family, to say she doesn't have to lose along those lines.
Her husband is still around, and from what I heard, her son got lost in the gate crash.
Did they find the body, or
There was an investigation, there was no body, but again, the 3 weeks of terror weren't really that easy of a period to track down. There's been a lot of shit done during those 3 weeks, and we
so
uncovered
we don't
just.
know if he died or if he was simply was affected by it, more affected by the gate crash.
Well, you can't be sure.
Still a question mark. Um,
So basically, the question becomes what happens if you lose something or somebody and somebody claims to have found it?
yeah, exactly. My greatest bet is maybe someone is claiming to have found her, but in exchange, she needs to give something or further someone else's goals to get her son back.
I mean, if we're talking about a close family member like a son, who knows what she would have done if someone claimed to have found them. That's an interesting angle, considering the fact that it was left for dead for so long. I didn't really think about that angle. A lot of people lost loved ones during the gate crash. So
Her behavior did change closely before the event. As the assistant, she started missing appointments. I just imagine John constantly getting reminders of stuff that should not be doing.
yeah, exactly. Like I was waiting for John to say that because until John says that, it's
Um, and not only that, but what do you remember of the gate crash itself? Of how people train?
what I remember of a gate crash.
Yeah.
Well, I remember that it was a bloody mess. I remember it was still a time when we were inside to Martis, which was fun. I remember people going crazy in the streets. I remember gate crushers, freshly turned, being dragged out of the concrete, and the crowd just deciding they were monsters. That's what I remember. I remember we were struggling to even get a glimpse of what was going on, and Martis immediately came out after a while saying, "Oh, hey, we can lend you our troops to quell the riots. Look what good that did."
Yeah. But what I want to bring attention to is we saw people getting dragged out, Great Crasher getting dragged out, deciding. I'm not saying that I know what's happening, but there's always a possibility of someone seeing some freshly turned Gate Crasher and thinking instead of killing them right away, maybe.
You're thinking of kidnapping? Experimentation?
Possibly. Those 3 weeks made it very easier for people to go missing, people to just up and disappear.
Yeah, that does make sense. Just.
And I'm not saying that as I have proof that happened, but it's a possibility to keep on the.
You may be right. At the same time, it was more than 5 years ago. How are we going to piece together that one?
Does time really matter if a mother loses a child?
That's very nano of you to say.
In this day and age, everything has a trail. Everything's so tied to the digital age, and nothing ever truly leaves the internet.
Was he old enough to have a muse system implanted?
From what you understand, he clearly wasn't. At the time of his disappearance, he was still 12 to 14. So, no.
Damn it, that would have made our job so much easier.
I know, right?
It's almost as if somebody planned it.
Who could have done something so evil?
But at the same time, Muses have obviously been around for a while, at least because people had them pre-Gate Crash. So if that's the case, then there are kids who want something similar. They have the glasses.
They do, yes.
Yeah, so, and because he's 13, 14, he would have technically been old enough to have his own social media. He would have been educated on how to use, if he was parented right, how to use the internet and all that. He would have had a social life on the internet. So there would have been connections. There would have been some clues to where he was during the Gate Crash event and the like. But they'll just be harder to find because the glasses can come off, a Muse system can't. A Muse system is more reliable when it comes to geopositioning.
It really is.
Why speculate when we can ask the mom?
Because I'm not in a meeting with the mom. Cannot find the mom.
Yes, but he can contact the mom.
Magpie is just eating popcorn at the background.
My soul knows nothing about her knowing.
Oh, by the way,
Just intermezzo, as this is happening, real life Nano and Magpie are in the same room.
Yeah.
Wait, y'all are together right now?
yeah.
Yeah, we two are together, because we are gonna detect stuff later when rolls are allowed.
Wait, I thought you said IRL as in like...
Oh,
No!
Oh, no, it just...
No. Meanwhile, while this is happening, Nano and Magpie are in a room together. And Nano would just briefly like to turn to Magpie and just insinuate, it's funny how you find this entertainment when you haven't checked if I can do the same to you.
By the way, little public service announcement. Rolls are back.
Roll20 works!
Roll20 seems to work.
Does that mean we're having a full-blown session now, or are we still,
Well,
like...
we are still missing.
We're still missing two people, which is a bit of a bummer, but we can go on with this if you
Yes,
want to.
that just means we can't get along with plot. We can still have character interactions and
You
investigation.
absolutely can, and
Exactly.
more importantly, you can make rolls, which are
Yes.
pretty important and useful, especially when someone is trying to lie to someone. For example, John.
Is there any possibility you can connect us to McCleary? Because we really need some answers.
I mean, if we really want to find McCleary, there is a way that we can pursue. Then again,
you
it's
like to
gonna
elaborate?
be. Well, look it as you may want. At the same time, we're still the police, and this is still an ongoing investigation. We don't try to find McCleary. We make McCleary come here. We do some questioning, but after that, when she goes out, it's a public street. People can walk around freely, can't they?
So maybe somebody is just having some fresh air right outside the police office when she leaves.
I think I may be able to pull that off.
Now I'm talking to the officer as well. I'm just
No,
talking
yeah.
to everybody.
Amazing.
Yeah, no,
You're
no,
omnipresent.
It was just musing to himself, and he could do that.
I'm just working under the assumption that you don't get subtlety after what happened with your previous character, so I might be over-explaining things now. I don't know.
Are we
Yeah.
talking about me?
Yes.
That was not my character. That was me.
Yeah,
I am
which is
dead.
why I'm not making the mistakes with this character, so I'm translating innuendos for you.
Here.
You have basically another muse system at the moment.
Yes, you have a walking, talking mute.
But yeah, give a because I think I missed the notification. Give me a moment, I will hate that.
It was Laura liking the stream on Facebook.
Oh, thank you.
I like all of them. Every time. Because they're fun.
They are. But yeah, basically, you. Goodman looks at you and goes, yeah, I can probably make that work. And who knows, since we're such good friends, you might know that Miss McCleary has been sighted close by and is coming to our offices.
Oh. My voice. Oh, my character. Neat voice. Oh. How close would you say she's inside here in the building so far?
Sorry, what? I didn't catch that.
Sorry. I said, oh, how far away from the building would you say she's been sighted from?
I will say she will have been sighted while she was here, and if someone was right outside the station, someone would have a really good occasion to talk to her.
But does she have
He's saying he can make an appointment with her and tell you about it so you can be there when she leaves.
I know, and I'm trying to see if he's talking about she's right there right now.
Oh no, she's
and
not.
you need to figure out how to.
He's
Okay,
talking in future tense.
I was gonna be like, do you need to leave and go to the thing, and then once you're in there, I can leave your office so that she doesn't see me.
She's not here now.
I know. I was explaining what my thought process was before I realized, oh, she's not here. So that does sound a pretty good idea.
Alright. Good. If that's the case, I guess we have a date.
I guess.
Ooh.
To be defined, but a date nonetheless. As long as you keep me posted about all this.
When have I not?
I know. Just making sure that our relationship is well defined.
And how would you define the relationship, Mr. Officer?
Yeah. I wasn't aware we had a relationship.
We're good friends, aren't we?
Oh, friends out. Ouch.
Are you talking to someone? Is someone listening to this?
That was out of character.
That was very out of character. Nano is not aware of what a friend zone is.
Magpie is, though.
Yes, and
No,
Magpie has like listen only access.
Yeah.
Oh, I
that-
see.
that was me forgetting that I'm doing this over call, and because when I play these kind of games, I often chastise my friends by going, "Shut up!" while I'm trying to do something. That being said, I'd like to do an investigation roll about his office to see if there's any pictures.
Oh, okay, man. Roll me an investigation. Analysis will be. For those of you coming to our stream right now and who haven't seen the Menagerie up so far, this is a new system that we are currently developing. The system is based on stat dice, and the roll is 1d10 plus 1d statistic plus your modifiers, which John will showcase for us with analysis being intelligence and NaughtyMouse as a character having how much do you have in intelligence?
A D8.
A D8. That's
Yeah.
gonna go well.
I went from having a character with a D12 to having a character with a D8.
But
And I
yeah,
have nothing in that. Great. It's a straight roll.
you can do it. We believe in you.
At 11. I'm literally just looking for pictures with him in it to see who's with him in there.
Yeah, you're just looking for to see. Okay.
Does he have a ring on his hand?
I love how you go tries to looking for a significant other immediately. I will say.
No, I'm trying to see if Blair has a significant other. That's the clarification.
I will say with an 11, I'm going to go with using one thread.
Oh god.
You see pictures, but
Oh.
there is something about them. What is it?
So this is where you get a chance to screw yourself over.
Yep.
Yep.
Something happens that screws you over. Maybe Goodman notices you doing this, or maybe
I'll say Goodman notices me just kind of looking around because, as much as I'd like to think that John is sneakier, he's not as sneaky 1-to-1.
Yeah. He's sneaky, but he's not socially subtle.
Yeah, he's not socially subtle, so Blair just kind of sees John just kind of eyeing photographs, going like, looking over, like seeing photographs, just kind of looking at them.
all right. You can see as you do this, there's a moment where you can just feel Goodman's eyes snap to you, and you hear a anything pique your interest?
This is my first time in your office. I'm just getting a look around.
Yeah, especially to that one there. That's my cousin.
Oh,
We were out fishing a couple years ago. It was a fun ride.
what about that one? And he points to another picture.
Yeah, he looks at the other picture and goes, "Oh, well, I should toss away." And you can see that he's with someone.
Ooh.
I'm gonna take it an X.
They were nice. Gay Crush changed everything. Didn't work out.
Did it not work out physically or emotionally?
Uh,
I only have like here access.
Yeah, you only have all the access. I'm picturing Magpie just eating popcorn and look and listening to the stream and go, "Oh, this is juicy."
and they just see John just slam
Exactly.
what caused the problem?
I was fine with it. I mean, never really been one to look at appearances that much. But I guess when they became their best self, as they described it, they thought that I wasn't good enough anymore. With a job, with everything. They thought that they could aim higher than that, than a grumpy, constantly pissed police officer.
Brutal.
Tell me about it.
Backpie just turns to, you know, is that guy always drunk or just angry? Since pissed means drunk as well, so.
Um. So take it. Have anyone?
Not at the moment, no. Is that what you were looking for?
What?
That's a very specific question.
Listen, I'm not great at social situations. I'm literally just trying to keep an awkward silence from happening. Do I have to roll a bluff?
Yes, yes, you do.
Oh shit! It's a charisma roll. That's my D6.
I higher chance of rolling a crit.
You can always use momentum if you want.
Oh no! I want it. This is so stupid. I want it to go to shit. Okay.
Let's see how bad this crashes and burns.
Oh god. Oh god. Please don't ruin this. Please, what is my bluff? I have nothing in bluff either.
Amazing.
Well,
9.
9. He looks at. He looks at. Give me a second. Considering he's a police officer, I'm gonna roll something as well.
Oh god.
You know, it's his job, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Did you roll high or low?
You'll see. He just looks at you and goes, "Uh-huh."
Not to say that you're not cute, because you are.
I've been called a lot of things. Cute. Definitely a first year.
Sorry.
I mean, it's appreciated. Just
It's,
surprising.
I know we're in a storm right now, so maybe it's not the greatest thing to be in a relationship. It's the greatest thing to be in.
I mean, you're a good one. I have to say, you did impress me back then. I almost forgot what it is to work with someone who has at least a shred of honesty and a shred of common sense. Look at the fuckers in this district. They're all just in the pockets of Marty's or someone else. Oh, say, we can see how it goes from here. It's been as a first date trying to survive a fucking thing trying to possess our bodies and kill us wasn't really the funniest one. Second one being in a hospital. I will say we might need to start over somehow.
Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea.
But well, at least I'm open to the perspective.
John's just smiling. It looks intimidating, but it's an honest smile.
Aww. In the meantime, let's sort this shit out. When our minds
Yeah,
are
that's what I'm doing.
clearer, we can think about extracurricular activities that don't involve trying to find out the cause for a terrorist attack.
Yeah, this should probably be our top priority. The investigation.
Probably, yes.
Um, so how soon do you think you can get McCleary here?
With an official summon, unless Marty's does something to shield her from us, I will say a couple of days. Send her a summon, tell her to come of the earliest convenience, or at least something similar. Try to thwart any sort of possible. Oh no, I want to do it by video chat or something. Give it a day or two.
That sounds reasonable.
Right then.
Could definitely give me enough time to get some questions in order for her, because I have a feeling I'm going to need to consult some of my team about what we need to ask her.
Keep in mind, you will still be on public ground.
Of
And
course,
she will not
I'm
be
not expecting to
alone.
go into an interview room with.
She will not be alone either. She's a
Someone of her
politician.
status and caliber. It would seem out of place for her to be alone.
Exactly. So think your next move well. I don't think I'm gonna have another chance of setting up an encounter like this.
That's why I'm thinking the day or two. Good. I'm not quite sure I'm prepared to question her right now.
Well, you better be. Wait longer. We still can do this because she's an active part of an investigation. Wait longer, and it's gonna be a bit weird when we are calling her 2 weeks from now. I believe you can do it.
hope so.
Right then. He stands up and offers you a hand and goes, settled?
Settled, and John's gonna shake the hand.
He shakes my hand. Lingers a bit longer. Gives a bit of a half-cocked smile. It clearly isn't good at social stuff either. Goes, well, alright then. I guess it's back to work.
It's back to work.
I'm so glad I disabled the cameras for this.
Yeah. Does John know that Nano and Magpie are listening in?
I mean, you're gonna find out soon enough, I suppose.
Alright, but does he know at this moment?
No.
Then John's gonna say, yeah, I don't think my team members will let me live this down either.
Oh. Oh. Yeah, no, we're both horrible, aren't we? Like, we really need help with this stuff.
I think so long as we got each other's back, we should be fine.
See, I'm so bad, I don't know if that was a reference to sex or something.
It was not.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's good. Alright. Well, I'll see you around. Keep me posted.
Yes, sir. And he's gonna give like a two-finger salute and leave the room.
He does the same and just sits back down. And you can, if you watch it, you can see him just going, "Oh God, what am I doing?" Sort of look on his face.
And then once John is closed with the door, he's just gonna give like this like fist pump, like yes.
You do know there's a window, right?
No, I didn't.
How did the pigeon guy salute?
What?
How did the pigeon guy salute if there wasn't one?
Alright, elaborate on that because I don't know what you're. What?
There was the pigeon guy that saluted the Goodman. That happened. That was actually something that happened.
Oh,
That
I
is
thought
the
he walked into the room.
window.
Oh my god. Yeah, I completely forgot about that, and I'm gonna say John did too. So he just like was giving like this like silent cheer of joy, and he just looks over and he just sees the window, and he's like.
Well, with that magnificently awkward spectacle, Magpie and Nano, what are you up to?
Well, it turns out Miss Magpie is currently distracted. So, I'm on my own.
Right. What do you want to do?
Oh God, what should I prioritize?
So
So
many
many
things.
leads. So many leads. We were gonna focus on Rockster. Okay. Does my link on his arm have any aid in hacking into his communications?
No, like You at the moment are just managed to put a tracker on a piece of equipment, but that doesn't give you any access to communications. It just is, oh, this is Martis XR 554678. It's like saying, I know where the phone is because I have a location of a phone, but you can't enter the phone for that.
Okay. Um. What am I gonna focus on? Where is he right now?
Right now, it seems to be in the northern side of town, near to Loring Street, and it's pretty much where you located the bar.
Oh. Do we want to visit him?
Was it two?
It's our turn to do stuff.
Yes, yes, yes.
We wanted to deal with Brockster. What do we want to focus on first?
I mean, you got the arm. Anything like interesting and
He's at the
location?
bar right now. Can I track movement?
Well, you
Jerry?
can, if you spend the day basically tracking where the arm is, you can have a bit of a path of where it goes.
I think I would like to write a program for that.
Well, you know what to roll for that.
Coding.
Yes!
Magpie, would you like to help me?
Yes, I would like to assist with that. I think I have a 5 in coding. Let me see.
In the system, people
4.
can help each other with tasks, and this is based on relevant skills of a person helping. So you have a +1 if someone is helping you without skills, but the more skill they have, the higher the bonus becomes. So, for example, with Magpie having 4
4.
into coding, she has a +1 to start for starters, then a +1 for each 2 points. So it's
that's
a
+3.
+3. Yep.
Do you know what that makes my total, Jerry?
Oh
+10.
boy.
+8, I suppose.
9.
Nice.
9.
9.
I believe 6 plus 3 equals 9.
It does.
It does indeed.
We're not hacking, we're coding. Otherwise it would be one more. I tried to roll, but I don't know if it came true.
It did.
There we go.
Jesus, it did.
Did yes. Oh boy. Hello.
Panda! Hey!
Hey,
Hey! Welcome
Good morning.
back. Good morning.
good morning. Yeah. Oh, shit, I'm alive.
Oh no.
Please don't die on us on stream. It will be very rude.
Well, on the other end, it might get us a lot of views if somebody actually died on screen.
It would, but I mean, we don't have a camera. It's not the same thing.
You're
Oh, boy.
right.
Wow.
Hold on until we do camera stuff, Panda.
Yeah, exactly. And well, you will have witnesses at the very least.
I don't want to die.
Oh, that was so
Amazing.
adorable. But yeah, with a 22, you definitely can make a program to run a check on the positioning and basically make a little GPS tracker of where it goes.
I want to add one of those fun little map overlays so that it shows visually.
Oh, okay. That's gonna be a coding of 30. No, I'm not kidding.
You're mean.
I'm the overseer.
That
Of
doesn't
course I
mean
am.
anything.
But yeah, no, you can definitely make a little map overlay for that. And I
How
was,
long would that take us?
I mean, making the program is going to take you like a couple hours at worst. But to have a reliable tracking, you will need to do it like at least the whole of today, and that will give you just today's itinerary. But if you keep tracking it for a couple days, you might have some pinpoint locations where it seems to be more often.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So we get that running. That's step one in dealing with Rockster. Step
Nice.
2 is I would like to see what data I can get out of the map.
Well, yes, you will need to wait for the map to be finished, so you do have like a couple hours before it's late enough that you can
No,
reliably
no,
say,
no. From last night. The map from last night.
"Oh, that map." Okay, so that map seems to be a very, very defined area in Old Town, and as you can see, like there's not even it's not even a normal map. Like it's not even. Usually, what you will do is you say, okay, you take the equivalent of Google Maps and you define an area, but you can still see the rest. You just see the area defined, right? This was custom made just for that zone, and it was done with an aerial image, probably a drone or something like that, seen from the height it was taken from.
Yeah, but it gets feedback from the chips
It
we pulled, right?
it does indeed. Well, at the moment you just have a map. Are you going to look into the code of a map that you were given?
Yes.
Okay, roll me a coding then, because you're analyzing code.
Miss Magpie?
Yes, I am helping, indeed.
Do help. All right. Well, shit. Is that a momentum?
Is the second die.
It's a second die, so it's not a
Ah.
momentum. Still
It just
22,
means
though.
I succeed with a flourish.
You do. You basically swap the code together and you just decompile it completely. And you can see that it does call for data from the same chips that you found, Magpie. You're the one noticing this because you're the one that got hands on those chips. But you can notice that it does call for the same sort of frequency that the chips use.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, what you can. I will say with that roll, you did toss them out as we were still blinking, right?
I so the chip that I took, I have disabled it. Turn it off.
You disabled one, but you did leave the others running and just toss them out of like flush them out with a toilet.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that they
all
will
those
be...
were flushed out of the toilets. Yeah, I have one disabled one, and there was one crushed because I disabled it too early.
All right. You can see like we're not on the map at the moment, right? But you can see on the map that the blinking stuff still happens, just really far away. So the map must have been tied to some other map, like to a global map, to your usual Google Maps sort of thing.
Mm.
but just this is a filter through which the signal is being passed through. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you're looking at someone who might have access to that sort of map and that sort of technology, or at least the knowledge on how to handle that. In the meantime, Panda,
Hello.
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 Whoa.
You there was a meeting call, but you have been put on a detail to follow a certain person that is your current contract. One. Give me a second, I'm gonna find the name again in my notes, because I have notes, because I'm professional.
Ooh, yes, a professional.
I am.
Oh no.
Uh, a certain Herman Nytequist.
Herman Knight.
Yep.
The guy with the very edgy name.
Yeah. Give me a stealth check and an awareness check.
As soon as I can get on roll footing.
Yes, it's been acting up lately.
Haha, I have the app, bitch.
Yeah. You
Oh,
show
wait, I
it.
need to log in. Shit.
And after this, we're gonna go break because it's that time, and then we're gonna be back to finish the session.
Nice.
I need to log in. Shit.
As that happens, Nana and Magpie.
Yes.
So you do find out some information about this map, which is good. Anything else that you want to do?
I want to try to reverse engineer the code that I pulled off from both my mod and from Hornet, the one that disabled all our recording.
Yeah, all your recordings, okay. It's
Yeah.
still always a coding roll.
It's coding roll. Can you help me with that, Nana?
Gladly.
Okay, how much do you have in coding?
6.
Okay. Coding is intelligence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is.
I get a +5. Wait. Yes, I get a +5 in that because. Wait. 4 from me. That's not a 5. 4 from me and 3 from you.
Yep.
No, 4 from you because it's 0 that I get a 1, 2, 4, and 6. So 4. So that's 8. +8.
Yep.
Big maths. 16. Wow.
I mean, you are starting to decompile it.
Okay.
It's still not. What this tells you is whoever did this was really fucking good.
Mm-hmm. So
Like,
it will take me another couple of days.
it will
to
take
do
you
it.
some time to decompile it completely. This gives you an insight on the. This is like looking at a painting. Now you're noticing the technique. Further analyzing gives you an insight on how the person operates, which gives you an insight on how to replicate it.
Okay. Do I do this just now, or?
No, for now, I will
Okay,
say
yeah.
this is your role for today, and then we're gonna go with.
Okay, I have taken a note of it, so.
Yep.
I mean, we are doing this and mingling while teasing John. I don't
Yes.
think we can do much more than we already did.
Yeah, exactly. And with that, I will say that at this point, John will have gone out of the office while you were doing this.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then once he's out of the building, he's just gonna send a message saying, just got out of a meeting. We need to go over a game plan.
Magpie will just send like a haha emote.
Shall we
What
set
about-
up another appointment 3 days from now so everybody can look into their things?
Panda, what is that?
I think I pressed buttons on my phone. I'm still half asleep. I'm trying.
Okay, just give me your. So it's coordination for stealth and
There we
coordination
go.
for awareness. Well,
Yeah,
not that
it's
better. Do you have anything in stealth?
No.
Okay, then it's fine. Give me your awareness now.
I'm gonna die.
No, not today. At the very least.
You're just being a stalker.
Yeah.
The worst that can happen is you'll get noticed. Maybe by a crazy fan, who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, true.
Oh god, that'd be so bad. Oh my god.
Well,
Oh boy.
it's really not doing any favors, is it? But yeah, you start following Nytequist, and during the day you've seen him going through normal day-to-day activities. He went to a shop. He got a couple of cans of soda. He went out. He went back home. You know where he lives. Then at a certain point, you've seen him just coming out after a couple hours with this really peculiar clothing. Like we're talking, he has this sort of hooded trench with a couple belts on it. Very edgy stuff. A pair of combat boots. In the hand, he has like this really techy sort of rim along the hood. And you've seen him meet with someone in a very like in a bit of a side alley sort of thing,
Yeah.
and they've been talking, but you're not completely sure what they were talking about. You just know that you met with this person. You got at least a bit of a look at this person. Not really good, but he was dressed in similar clothes as well.
What was that last sentence?
It was dressed similarly to Nytequist. So even this guy had this really sort of techy, edgy attire to him. And they seem to be plotting almost as you're looking at them.
Oh.
Very suspicious stuff.
Can I take a picture with my muse?
Oh, you can if you want.
Please tell me I have flash off.
I mean, you're just looking at them and taking a picture with your Muse system. You don't have a flash
Okay.
unless you bring one.
Okay. I'm just gonna start recording.
Okay.
Would the flash even work with the Muse camera? I
Oh.
just imagine that as like, you know how like headlights when you flash them, with that just coming out of eyes.
No, basically, there are little drones that are sold that are just Muse controlled. You don't need an XPT for them. That act as cameras when you need to do certain things. And some of them, like usually, they come with a flash setting as well. They connect to your Muse system, and you take pictures with that. or there are normal cameras too. Our normal digital cameras still exist because nostalgia is a thing, and people without music is a thing as well.
That is indeed true.
But yeah, with that lovely tidbit of information, I would say we can go on break. We can eat something. We can drink something. Drink water. Wash your hands. We are indeed in a situation where we do need to do that a lot more than usual. And well, we're gonna be back in about half an hour to to finish the session. We hope you're enjoying this. If you want, please talk in chat. We're gonna be around every now and then to reply. If you can, please retweet, follow, all that good stuff. Help us spread the word and entertain you for the Saturdays. If you have any suggestions, you can find the suggestion box down below in the boxes, where you can find even the link to our Streamlabs, which is currently our only option to get some to get donation if you're so inclined. And if you do, please do remember that you will need to tell us who you want the incentives to go to. For example, if you go for $1, you tell us this is for Magpie, or this is for Nano, or this is for NaughtyMouse.
Or if you're buying disadvantage for the overseer, also an option. Just
It is.
give them lots of disadvantages.
You can do that. I will use them gladly. And with that, we're going to be back in a bit. So please have fun and enjoy. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
On break. There we go. And transition.
Good night.